Information soaked inside the mind. Wisdom, experience, we're focused on your grind. Understanding comprehension through the quotes and all lines. And respect that should be given to your folks at all times. Expect to be amazed with what I'm posting online. From the funky instrumentals to my logos and designs. Message on the garment, plus it comes with hard rhymes. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and respect at all times.
I need y'all to help me understand what's going on here, because why all of a sudden, after all of these Christmases, you've got CVS, Walgreens, and Burlington all displaying Black Santa Claus front and center? I ain't mad or nothing, but let's ask the real question. Why now? Because we've been invisible in these wonder winterlands, but now when the economy is shaky and you guys understand how powerful the black dollar really is, you're pulling stunts like this?
So I'm in CVS and this is what I see. Okay, cool. Black Santa. But also what I look up and see is
Is this a sign of representation, or are y'all really trying to buy us back this Christmas? I'm confused here, you know?
you wonder, what was this 20, 30 years ago when you needed a Black Santa? But better yet, who are these people? And it's kind of making me wonder.
In Burlington, they made sure to erect this giant Black Santa Claus. Look at them, y'all. I didn't even know that y'all made these. I can't believe it. I've never seen these in my life.
Get on my nerves so bad. Because now y'all want to have all the black ornaments and stuff. And I know before y'all say we ain't never satisfied when it wasn't any. Now we got them. Be quiet. Yeah, but this ain't what that is. Because we shouldn't have never had to advocate to have brown ornaments and stuff anyway.
They got the ornaments too, y'all. I can't believe it. People are finally waking up, because we're waking up. We're realizing who we really are. I told y'all, everything coming back to us, y'all. But stay strong, my people. Holidays canceled. Let's continue to get this shift, y'all. Peace in.
All praise to the Most High Yahuwah, family. See, brother, I wasn't even going to respond to you until you told me to get it right. I would never get under your post trying to tell you what the Most High name is when he revealed himself to you and he revealed himself to me, right? I would never get under your post trying to tell you to get it right. Just like I see others on this side of this awakening that believe in Yahusha and Yahuwah getting under other people's posts that believe in the other names, trying to tell them what the Father's name is, when he already said, I shall make my name known amongst my people. You feel me? He said that this is my name in remembrance to all generations. But I will never come against you because you believe in Yahweh. And I will never go against my brothers that believe in Yahweh, because I understand where we all are going wrong as a whole, and the Father will get us straight. But let me show you something. Let me learn you something, because I feel like you trying to let me show you something. This is the Father's name that he wrote in stone, right? That he gave to Moshe on the mountain. So you got Yahuwah. A lot of people say Yahuwah or Yahusha. I say Yahusha. Yahweh, Yahawashah, Yahaya, Yahayasha. This is the tetragrammation that a lot of people like to follow, right? This would mean Yad, Hey, Wah-Hey. But I'm having a problem with this letter W, because that letter didn't exist. But a lot of people say that the letter U didn't exist. It definitely existed, because if you do your research, this is a pronunciation problem, and they did a number on us with the language as well. They changed everything, just like they did with the maps, man. They did a number on us with everything, and we doing the best we can, man, to get closer to the Most High. But like I said, I'm having a problem with this letter W, because the letter W was mainly invented for learned words like weekend or whiskey. Do your research on the history of the letter W. This is simply a double U, which is where you get the oo sound from. E-A-U-A, Yahuwah, Yahusha. This is the name that was revealed to me. And then, but I'm going to show you where we all going wrong. We all going wrong with this letter right here. U, W, and Y, right? This is the third letter. This letter right here, we all having a problem with this letter. We cannot just figure it out as a whole, but the Father will get us straight. Now, let me show you how similar all of these names sound. So I'm going to go with how everybody else say his name. Yahuwah, Yahweh, Yahaya. You see how how similar all of these names sound? This means we are all going wrong with this letter right here. Yahusha, Yahawashai. Or I'm going to say it like this. Yahusha, Yahawashai, Yahayasha. You see how similar all of these names sound? So come on, brother. You can at least give me grace. You feel me? Because we all going wrong as a whole, but the Father will get us in order. I happen to believe that his name is Yahuwah and Yahusha because of the state that I was in before he even revealed himself to me. I didn't know not a thing, brother. You couldn't ask me nothing about the Bible. All I knew was they said his name was G-O-D. They said the son name was J-C. That's all I knew. You can ask me anything about the Bible, man. I didn't know anything. But all praise to the Most High Yahuwah. I hope this helps. But we got to stop doing this as a people, man. Just stop getting under people's posts trying to tell somebody what the Father's name is. Like, that ain't nothing but, to me, I look at it like that ain't nothing but the enemy trying to cause division, because if you just looked at the language, man, you would be able to see that we all going wrong with this third letter. We all going wrong as a whole. But I know exactly who you're talking about, because there's only one Elohim. So all praise to the Most High Yahuwah and shalom, and it's all love, brother.
In most Eastern religions, the world began in chaos, because chaos, unfortunately, is a feminine trait. Creativity is chaotic. Creativity is wild. Women in their natural state, unbridled, wild, chaotic. The masculine's role is to bring structure to that chaos. Have y'all ever heard the story of Kali and how she came to be? Kali sprung from goddess Durga's forehead, much like Athena did from Zeus. The only difference is the reason. Goddess Durga was in a battle with demons and she was losing. So she decided to take all of her feminine energy, her unbridled, untamed energy, and bring it forth into the world, thus creating Kali Ma, the destroyer. Full, unbridled feminine energy. Kali not only defeated the demons, but Kali became so bloodthirsty that she began to kill other gods and humans as well. When Shiva heard what was happening, Shiva became alarmed, and Shiva came to Kali and laid himself down and allowed Kali to mount him in order to calm that feminine energy. The masculine's role is hella important when it comes to sustaining the creation or the creative energy of the feminine. A lot of people shut down when I say that, but it's the truth. Without the masculine, the feminine would literally destroy life. She is chaotic by nature. The man is the structure. The problem in the world that we live in today is because it has suppressed the feminine energy. The masculine energy is now reversed because that feminine energy still needs to be evident in the world in order for the world to thrive. So the woman cannot be in her creative energy. The woman cannot be in her unbridled, untamed energy because the masculines that are in charge are afraid that they are unable to control her because they don't belong to her. Do you understand what I'm saying? The patriarchal society we live in is not ran by the right masculines. The masculines that should be restoring order are being suppressed by a lower frequency masculine energy. And that lower frequency masculine energy thrives in its own type of chaos, in a reverse destruction where they destroy innocence. The feminine energy doesn't destroy innocence, although if she is left untamed, she will destroy everything. The feminine energy nurtures innocence and allows it to thrive and grow. So when you look at the situations that we've been placed in and how our masculines have been made to worship a different masculine and not their feminine, so they become ruthless. They become like the feminine, but in a very perverted way. There's roles that we're supposed to be playing. The masculine is supposed to bring structure to the feminine, and not only bring structure to the feminine, but protect that feminine from other masculine energies that try to infiltrate and abuse her creativity. Y'all are so, not y'all, but most men, especially men that look like me, they're so lost in having to worship another man and not worship their goddess, that they're not understanding that the worship of another man perverts their own energy and turns them feminine. And it leaves the woman with nowhere to turn. So she then turns masculine, a perverted sense of the masculine. She becomes overbearing. She becomes hyper independent. She becomes very sexually charged, which is why you see the evidence of that in this society. Feminine energy is chaotic. Masculine energy is structured. Those energies are necessary to not only create life, but sustain it.
Oh, in a recent video, the one who admires me so much, our hood sister Kiki from the Cherokee Nation, had posted a video further confirming my point about tribal enrollment, right? So there's obviously issue with me giving you guys the genealogy list, that the roles, all of the roles. But what she did was she validated exactly what I said from Jumpstart. They disenfranchised people, especially dark-skinned people, from the enrollment process. Also found out she really is upset because daddy won't let her look at his videos no more. She's upset. He blocked me from watching his videos. So she has a spy now that sends her videos. I'll catch on to who you are next. Anyway, if you remember, the point behind me giving you guys these roles and information was so that you could do your own genealogy for yourself to find out what tribe you would be a part of. Not to enroll in them, to figure out what tribe you'll be a part of. Because I told you before, what? They changed the enrollment processes. They changed them from the 1950s to the 1979s exclusively to exclude you. But for some unknown reason, my admirer, Kiki, didn't catch that part when I said it. Because, well, I know why, because her attention span is this short and she didn't watch the whole video, nor has she watched all my videos where I said that they literally changed the enrollment process to exclude people of color. However, I digress. Her recommendation for you is to go to the nations themselves, the 5 civilized tribes themselves, and find out their genealogy process and let them do their genealogy. But why would you do that when they openly admitted from 1950 whatever to 1979 up until the recent Muskogee-Freedman situation that they purposely excluded people of color, i.e., quote, freedmen? Well, the Cherokee did better. They bought them back. But yeah, why would you go and do that? That don't even make sense. Then she said by blood quantum, right? Which was the whole point of them changing their constitutions and changing the enrollment process to exclude all of those on the original rolls, including the dolls, who would identify with an ancestor that would be placed and proven that you were a Cherokee or Chickasaw or a Seminole or whatever, right? So they changed it to modernize their roles to those who are now currently, or their grandmothers actually, identified as Cherokee. Now, here's the thing. These people who are identified now as the base roles, right, that has been changed, where's their genealogy? Have they proven that they're actually Cherokee? Or were they grandfathered in when this happened? Were they the ones controlling the pen to decide who would be considered Cherokee from this point forward, or who would be Seminole, or who would be considered Creek, or who, whatever? You get what I'm point? You get my point, right? So she actually validates what I say to you guys. She actually validated that you're going to be disqualified using the original roles of your ancestors. And for some reason, she thinks she made sense. Like, huh? Again, this ain't for them. This is for you guys. When I drop jewels on you, like the rolls, they're for you to go find your ancestors. That's not for you to go enroll with them unless you want to, if you choose to. But you're looking on this app and you see what kind of discrimination you're going to run against. You're also looking at court cases to see what kind of discrimination you're going against. But to prove and further validate my point, let me show you what they did in the years they did it to get rid of your black ass, to make sure you weren't able to enroll. Here you go. 1983 admin policy shift began requiring descent from Cherokee by blood on the Dawes roll. Pushed freedman descendant out. Wikipedia, right? March 3rd, 2007, voters approved a constitutional amendment adding by blood, formally excluding most freedmen descendants. NAACP. August 30th, 2017, federal court, Cherokee Nation versus Nash ruled freedmen descendants have equal citizenship rights under the 1866 treaty. Now they bringing you back in. However, and we're just using Cherokee as an example. I mean, I'm not picking at the Cherokee at all because they are actually trying to get things together and right. February 22nd to February 2026, 2021, Cherokee Supreme Court struck by blood from the Constitution and laws. Department of Interior later approved the revised Constitution. Further proving what I said, they literally changed their Constitution to exclude you from being able to enroll, guys. And then was basically forced to bring you guys back in because they knew what the Muskogee Creek Freedmen didn't think about, which was that treaty. Here we have another example of what I was saying to you guys about why you need to look up your own genealogy versus going to these tribes, and why you don't want to go to these tribes because she validated what I said. They use the Dawes rolls as a way to disvalidate and leave out certain roles, and they pick and choose what roles they want. However, it is plain as day. Court systems don't lie. And here you have Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma, July 9th, 1983. Voters ratified. Who's those voters? You know who they are. Anyway, voters ratified a new constitution limiting citizenship to Choctaw Indians by blood on the final Dawes rolls. Freedmen excluded. Still the operative standard to this day. To this day, Miss Kiki. Tell your operative to send this video to you so you can do it. I don't mind debating when it comes to ignorance because you're proving my point, ma'am. You are literally proving my point. And this is the hypocrisy I want you guys to understand. And when you look at the Chickasaw Nation, all these nations and tribes, 5 civilized tribes that she mentioned in her video, August 27, 1983, voters ratified a new constitution defining the nation as, quote, Chickasaw Indians by blood on the final Dawes roll. Laws, citizenship, excluding your black ass. Yeah, really, that's what they don't want. And I hate to use that word black ass. Your Indian red ass. Your copper colored beautiful skin. Those that they envy so much but take your names, take your music, and really want to be you. So while people are making videos and talking out both sides of their faces and really don't even understand the context because they are so mad at me for just opening the doors for you guys all these many years, and they're so mad and think that I'm the catalyst behind this. They're talking out of their ass and don't even realize what's being said and to who. See, those of you who catch it, y'all catch it. You know this is for you. This is about finding yourself, not to prove anything to them, not to enroll in their tribes. Who wants to go and enroll into racism? Make that shit make sense. The fuck? Anyway, I don't apologize. Kiki, when your person sent this video to you, I know you miss daddy. I know you're so mad that I blocked you from having the privilege of watching my videos. But it's okay, baby. One day we'll talk again. All right. Peace and blessings, everybody. Pay attention. But to end this on a serious note, and all jokes aside, what we talked about is exactly what it is. What they fail to understand is exactly what we're talking about. It is okay for you to culture vulture and appropriate a culture that we have made popular by taking on pseudonyms, names, using rap music in all your videos and things of that nature. As soon as we prove who we are, that's a whole problem, right? But I go back and I digress from a political standpoint. The biasness and racism in this country is unfathomable. Unfathomable. Thank you. And it's serious because at the end of the day, we live in a country where we send our sons, daughters, children, uncles, nephews to go to war and fight for other people's freedom. And we're still dealing with and battling with ignorance, racism, and bigotry in our own country. All seriousness aside, guys, this is why I said one nation, one people. That's why I said once you find yourself, come back home. Come back home. And we don't have to ask them for anything at all, because they really think we want something they have, and they have nothing at all.
You blame yourself for everything. People like this beat themselves up over every tiny mistake or down themselves in self-pity. There's a difference between holding yourself accountable and blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong in your life. This feeling of guilt, shame, and regret may keep you stuck in the past and make it hard for you to be happy. You can't be happy blaming yourself for every single thing. You got to allow some grace for yourself. You need to have grace for yourself. You need to treat yourself like you your best friend. Now, I know I did this talk, man, like years ago, and I remember somebody saying, that just sounds weird to me to say that I love me. I'm like, really? I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with you. Because if it's hard for you to say that you love yourself, how can I expect you to say that you love me and mean it? Because you can't give away what you don't have.
I take myself out on a date.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. Whatever floats your boat. You know, whatever floats your boat. But you can't give away what you don't have, what you don't possess. People like this beat themselves up over every tiny mistake or down themselves in self-pity. There's a difference between holding yourself accountable and blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong in your life. This feeling of guilt, shame, and regret may keep you stuck in the past and make it hard for you to be happy, because you cannot be happy when you're dogging yourself and putting yourself down. Because as long as you're living in the past, guess what? Can somebody finish it for me? No, you don't appreciate right now.
Chilling right now.
And right now is all you have. Only thing that's guaranteed is right now. And guess what? There are a lot of distractions that want to eat up your right now. You know how much time we spend on the phone? That's eating up your right now. You know how much time we spend looking at TV? Eating up your right now. How much time we spend complaining? Eating up your right now. You know how much time we spend living in the past regretting something? It's eating up your right now. That's all we got is right now, brother. That's it. You ain't got nothing else. You can plan for the future, don't mean you're going to be in it. All right, so let's get started, man. Word of the day is self-pity. Oh, this is a good word. All right, so self-pity is the word of the day, and basically what self-pity is excessive, self-absorbed unhappiness. Excessive unhappiness, self-absorbed unhappiness over one's troubles. The Bible says, don't worry, and don't add anything to your life worrying. It doesn't benefit you, and it doesn't help you. I don't know, man. Can somebody represent for me this morning, man? Have you ever worried about something? I know I have. I'm a representative. I've worried about some stuff, man, that I was terrified of. I mean, terrified. And then in the end, when I got through it, it was like it really wasn't that bad. It's sometimes I've been afraid, man, and I would have just been better off. I just would have held my head up, looked straight ahead, and just walked through it. It's some stuff I've been worried about or concerned about in my life that never even happened. And we terrorize ourselves with some thoughts. So self-pity is the word of the day. The saying of the day is hang out with those who have a common future, not a common past. I hear people talk about their old haunts. Just listen to that word. My old haunt should tell you you don't need to be there. My old friends, because we talked about that yesterday. There are some people I've known all my life have been the same person they've been all my life. They have not grown. They have not changed because they have not allowed growth and change to happen in their life. Come on, man. If y'all don't know somebody like that, I know some people, man. They act their shoe size and not their age. That's an old school Prince right there. Now here's the question. Do you sometimes long for a time that you've lost? Or have you been fixated on a person or a memory you can't get back? Dwelling too much on the good old days is what they call it, can sometimes hold us back in life because you're back there. So it's important to understand and come to terms with your past to welcome new and better things in life, because you cannot accept, you don't have the capacity to accept and to allow new and better things into your life as long as you're stuck on the old, man. What do we do when we get a new pair of shoes? We get rid of the old ones, or we save the old ones to go cut the grass in. But as long as you stay wearing them old shoes, you ain't gonna put them new ones on. Come on, man. Even a snake knows to shed its skin. If it plans to grow, it does. If you want to stay that little bitty old little snake, keep holding on to that little dead skin. But in order for a snake to grow, it has to shed its entire skin. I'm talking about the eye covering and everything. You hold on to grudges. If you're still mad at somebody who did something to you in the past, you hold on to a grudge. And guess what? You can't change it. Whatever they did to you, whatever they said, you can't change. So hating them, how is that helping you? I guarantee you this, though. If they didn't like you, they wanted to hurt you, and here it is, 5, 10 years later, you still hold on to a grudge, they beat you. Do you refuse to forgive others and hold grudges against them? That's what holding a grudge is. When we hold a grudge against someone, we may be choosing to waste our time and energy on negative past experiences we can't change. Let's hear that again, man. When we hold a grudge against someone, we may be choosing to waste our time and energy on a negative past experience we can't change. By allowing resentment to fester and grow, we may end up being bitter and hinder our own healing. You can heal as long as you're still holding on to resentment and bitterness. But you want to heal, but you can't have both. I just want to hate them forever, though. But I just want to get over this feeling. To get over the feeling, you got to let go of the bitterness and the resentment. What you doing? Holding on to it with your claws? I'm going to hold on to this bitterness and this resentment. How is that helping you other than making your hair gray? Resentment will age you. Tell your man, take it from me. I'm 51. Look at me. I still look young. I don't hold on to no bitterness, man. I don't. It'll age you. Just like drinking.
40 million black people in America are the role models for 1.8 billion black people in the world. When we say something's cool, it's cool in Tibet. When we say something's a dud, it's a dud in North Korea. We have mastered culture, community, and cool and creativity, yes or no? So now all we have to do is switch, become bilingual, and master capitalism, commerce, and a new community. Don't go from rocking the mic to owning it. So I want you just to shift your brain. In other words, you are the capital. You already have what you need. When you walk in a room, you are unique. Everybody wants to be you, except they don't want to be black.
The black man in America is the most copied man on this planet, bar none. Everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a nigga. How about that question?